All right, cars, controlled articular rotations. You can check out all of Dr. Andrea Spina's stuff, but I said I would do a video for cars, controlled articular rotations, and basically I'm just gonna do neck cars, scapular cars, shoulder cars, thoracic spine cars or torso cars, hip cars, and then knee, foot, ankle cars. And so we'll start with just neck cars. So we're gonna look down, look to the left, look up, look to the right, down, and then go back the other way. And so think about trying to scrape all of the cookie dough out of the cookie bowl in your range of motion. And you're trying to engage into it. And because it's part of the warm-up, this controlled articular rotation is gonna be at like 30% effort. And we'll go one more time and back. Boom. So that is neck cars. Then we go to scapular cars. So again, I'm trying to scrape all of the range of motion dust out of the dusty spot. I don't know. But scapula or shoulder blades. So I'm trying to go to the full range of motion of my scapula, not any of the other joints. So not my shoulder, not my elbow, not my spine. It's just the scapula. Trying to find that deep range of motion, and I'm doing 5 each way, right? So it starts down, forward, up and around, squeezed back and down, and then back up and around, up, forward and down. And I'm trying to not move any of my other joints, just the scapula. Up and over, and that's 5. So now we'll go shoulder. So I'm gonna go back and up, palm is in, thumb is back, and then I'm gonna do internal rotation, reach as far back as I can, keep rotating. And so then I'm palm out, thumb back, totally internally rotated, and then I'm gonna come back up and around, externally rotate that glenohumeral joint or shoulder, boom, and then we're gonna go back the other way. And again, this is about 30% effort or engagement with my muscles as I'm trying to communicate to my soft tissues, so ligaments, tendons, my muscles, and my bone, or as Dr. Andrea Spina would say, stuff, but he doesn't use the word stuff. He uses a different word. So knowing Dr. Andrea Spina and knowing Dr. Michael Chivers and my good friend Mike Ranfone, they run some incredible courses, some incredible workshops on functional range conditioning, functional range assessments, and that is where all of this stuff derives from. So go check out their stuff. It is incredible. So, all right, that's 5. Now we'll go to the other side. Again, glenohumeral joint, internal rotation coming all around. Boom. External rotation. Good. And that's 1. And you can maybe hear my son and my daughters. They're actually doing the cars with me, but they're behind the camera. And all the way around. Good. And again, I'm trying to not rotate my body with my shoulder rotation. I'm trying to keep everything else mute and just my glenohumeral joint, trying to find its furthest range of motion in that rotation. So controlled, because I'm controlling it. Articular, I'm trying to articulate into the deepest ranges and rotations. Controlled articular rotation. So every joint is doing a rotation. We'll quickly do elbow. So I'm gonna spin it around. I know I didn't say we were gonna do elbow, but we'll do elbow. We could also do wrist and fingers, but we'll just go to elbow, and I'll kind of quickly do it. So again, I'm fully extending, coming up, rotating, coming down. Fully extending, coming up, rotating, fully flexing as well. So when I come up, I'm fully flexing, trying to drive the furthest range of motion as possible. Boom, awesome. Then we'll cross over. Now we'll do just the T-spine. So thinking just these vertebrae here. I'm gonna fold in or roll forward. I'm gonna rotate to the side, trying to rotate and look left with my T-spine. And then I'm gonna extend around, look right, and flex. Flex, look right, extend. Boom, that's one. All the way around. And this one for me, because I have a thoracic spine, I think it's my T6. Oh, could be wrong. T4, T5, T6. I fractured it, so I have really tight T-spine. But doing this controlled articular rotation has taken a lot of the constant pain out of my T-spine. I still have a little bit, and I can feel it when I do this, but it doesn't hurt. So that's something that you want to think about. Is you're not, if I feel a lot of pain looking left, right, looking left in this T-spine rotation, then I'm actually not going to go into that pain, right? So if I have a lot of pain, I'm not going to go into the pain. I'm just going to stay away from the pain and try to explore the range of motion where I don't have pain. So that's a pretty good rule of thumb for all of the rotations, whether it's shoulder, elbow, cervical spine, or neck, T-spine. All right, now we'll go to hip. So I'm going to balance. I'm going to try to drive that knee up as high as I can, drive the knee out as far as I can, rotate, come around, and then back up and around. And you could bend that balancing foot, or you can grab onto something. That totally works. I've got this ballet bar here, so I could hold on to this ballet bar while I do my hip cars. I like to try to see if I can balance. Balance gives me another, so doing cars is kind of a check-in with your body too. You're checking in with all the joints, seeing where you have maybe some extra tightness, maybe some pain. And so that close angle pain, or if I'm driving into a particular angle of, or articulated spot of rotation, and it's creating some pain, I want to just stay away from that. But same thing with balance. If my balance is way off, sometimes, you know, I'm lacking sleep, I'm dehydrated, my nutrition just isn't quite there. I'm maybe stressed out for some reason, right? So these are all great ways to check in with your body, to see how it's doing. The Lord created our bodies in this way, where I've got this ball and socket joint, and then I've got this hinge joint at the knee, and then I've got sort of a more of a rotational type joint at my ankle, and then I've got those hinge joints with my toes. And that's a way for us to actually mechanically move from point A to point B utilizing locomotion. And so there's cars, controlled articular rotation, that's a daily dose for me. And then lunge matrix with arm drivers, that's another daily dose for me. One more here. And then locomotion, that's a daily dose for me as well, whether it's crawling, walking, swimming, running, biking, rucking, right? And then, of course, strength in all my 6 basic human movements. So last but not least, we're going to rotate the knee, right? Tibial rotation. We're going to rotate the ankle, and then we're going to do that by creating big toe circles. So I'm trying to drive this knee up as high as I can. I'm going to circle around one way, circle around the other. And so I'm trying to create as much mobility, as much range of motion through my active engagement as possible, as opposed to passive stretching, where I'm just stretching that calf, the gastroc, the soleus, and the Achilles, right, by driving pressure into it. This is my true range of motion that I actually have when I'm doing sports or walking around or doing daily work or whatever the case might be, right? And we'll go the other side. Again, driving that knee as high as possible, spinning around, making as big of a toe circle as humanly possible. Thanking the Lord for my mobility, my stability, and my coordination that we're all working on with this controlled articular rotation. Have a great day.